good evening, good afternoon, or good morning. This again, like now the economic, solution of we country or for we country, a program where we get for the camp to regularly on a regular basis. And it's a pleasure being here. And I just want kind of like use this opportunity for say, thank you to everybody we don't follow me and thank you to all the critics as well. But you see, like one thing we I want believe whether you kind of like the follow me or not. The basic way I believe say we all need for try for get hold of or understand that the fact that no country no will kind of like thrive without like the getting the economic policies or getting the economic footing in place. No country. And this is the reason why I am so kind of like optimistic and say we country they go some side. And whether we kind of like they take baby steps or not, but our belief say we they go some side. And like this is the joy where I get. Of course, like it is kind of like time consuming, but I define pleasure. I really, really kind of like define pleasure because until we Sierra Leoneans them kind of like get hold of this particular thing, knowing like the economic policies, knowing like how we lives then they be affected by decisions them way politicians and they make on we behalf, we cannot go anywhere, and we self not go able to make decision based on the kind thing and they so now make and we don't able question and we don't also kind of like no waiting for expect from we government them. This is the reason why I make like so many Sierra Leoneans them kind of like just sit down and say, waiting for B in a B. They literally when they wake up in the morning, they kind of like they say, then they watch up the cloud and say, waiting God go face come for them today. But you see me, family, God don't give we everything. Now that can't get it. And when I say everything God don't give we. But waiting we they do, waiting we get. Now we they use our back, we they use we left foot for kick we blessing. My family, before I kind of like go on and on and on, I want to make this show be very, very interactive today. And because the reason why I want to make it be very interactive, and is I'm not saying like it is a difficult topic. Every time we talk about the economy, it is a difficult thing for like the common Sierra Leonean. And this is not the reason we make, there are so many misconceptions and where they go around, like in Africa. And I believe, this will be useful for Africa as well. Because sometimes we go see videos there where people in the tell we say, oh, Africa with all waiting we get, we kind of like the abo per grant. Africa with all waiting we get, with the abo per charity. Africa with all waiting we get, with the always the go for loan and all that thing in there. Yes, like to some extent they are true, but me family, we get for kind of like able understand. Waiting not true, waiting a gray area and waiting not a lie. These are some of the things that way, I want to try if I can kind of like make an impact for make people like kind of like see, say, some of them things they are where, we don't believe for too long, realistically, we need for kind of like see beyond that, because some of these things that me family, that serviceman talk them. Some of them things that they are now real serviceman talk them. And we kind of like, I want to make we kind of like get to this stage where it be say, we they get away with the serviceman talk there and deal with reality. And this is not the reason we make, I will be so happy for make people, try for ask question as we they go along. If even I see the message, like a very important message, I will read them and kind of like, make we discuss them. And I want to make we kind of like ask as many questions as possible. But before today, I want to talk, why is it that with everything we the claims say we get now we can't give, beginners still they go to school, then they write na ground. Why is it that with everything where we claim say we get as a country, people are still they struggle for water that a country day? Why is it that with everything where we get, people are still, they struggle for electricity that are country? Why is it that with everything where we get, when they go and pay people when they work, when they go pay them, then they gladly, then they see and say, you know, this the government or whoever will employ me, don't remember me today. Then they see and say a favor, then they do them for make them pay them the salary. Why? You know, I want to make we kind of like, whilst we do, you know, like we do this show together, I want to make we kind of like think about this. Why is it that waiting, you know, supposed to be, you know, a necessity now we country? It's like I say, the privilege. It's like I say, when we get like we don't offend that diamond that corner where we be the look for years. Why? You know, my family, today I want to make we talk about confidence. You know, I want to make we actually talk about confidence. The whole thing where they affect Salone right now, lack of confidence, lack of, you know, we name, we good name, we reputation now the world. You know, I will, like, as time that goes on, and I just want to make one say this could be like a regular program, and whether it be weekly or fortnightly, I don't actually know it, but I will make sure say, you know, this, you know, come regularly to Una and make we kind of like find ways them out for, you know, sort out the best way we can't get deeper. And, you know, I want to make we take away politics. Now, yeah, take away politics. You know, me family, yesterday, I do an audio where I kind of like talk about the water system now we country. You know, I kind of like make for understand and ask and find out. We get about 132 constituencies them now we country. 132. Before you know, this all water thing can kind of like they worry me. When we see this young man, like in my body waits for him, the young man, because the mama don't go able go down the gutter, outside the pipe don't bust, for make it kind of like go take water. You know, it sent him picking for go down the gutter, for make it able go build the water. It kind of like make a thing say, excuse me, a country where they say we get all kind of wealth. No, and forget about like the gold and diamond. Before Mulem, you know, I do research and ask people we know about this thing. I don't know if people understand. We constantly, we're surrounded with, we constantly get 7 major rivers when they flow into the Atlantic Ocean. And I do like further study about and further like inquiry about this whole water thing that we country. I make for understand, say, half of the Atlantic Ocean na Salone, half of the Atlantic Ocean na Salone, na fresh water. But before, why is it that we're not able to provide water for the citizens and for the people of that country, you know, for 60 odd years now? Why? You know, I want to make people able to understand that, yeah. You see, it is so easy for make we see and say, you know, it is difficult for make we go get water in every household. And I totally agree. Because of the infrastructure, we kind of like, you know, I believe the way Salone not be planned was planned in the wrong way when the cause for make like it is difficult now for making, you know, we're able to pass pipe them on the people like us and all that. It's going to take time. I totally agree with that. But me family, for any problem, there must be a short-term solution to it. And I can give people an example. Like, you know, when we talk about a government not like Cobra form. A government supposed to care about this Cobra in picking them. The family, Cobra fall, you know, my papa can get this favorite parable where he can say, Cobra fall, not the jump fire. A government supposed to be responsible. It gets a social responsibility for the people that in country. So everything you're supposed to do anything possible. You're supposed to do for kind of make sure say you kind of like meet your social responsibility of the people that are country. So it come back and say, okay, now it will take years for make them fix the water problem, for make them able to run pipe them like now every household in the country. But you see, every time I do like a proper research, with the kind of thing they are now with country, it make the thing they pain me as to why people have that Salone realistically for the suffer. I do like some research about this whole thing. Let me say the pipe them we're not able to get up, as I say earlier. So what do we need for do now? Find a short-term solution. And this is not the reason we make like with I'm glad with the title where it's like economic solution to we country. It is the same thing again where happen the term like during December, where it be say like they say money done na bank. Before when they give you responsibility, you bound for face problem. Where like that problem, they tell like I say there is no solution to it. And there could not, look, before there could be no perfect solution to any problem, but trust me, in a combat, like maybe 80% or even 50%, it will combat that problem there. If only we think outside the box. If you now remember in December, then tell we say money no day na bank for make people able to enjoy the holiday period, the festive period. Why? Let we assume say the people when they print with money, tell we say they kind of like they face constraint for print with money. But still, that is not an excuse. It is not good enough for a government will get a social responsibility. It is not good enough. If Christmas you get picking in a house, you say you face problem, as a result of the problem, you're not able to cook like you stew and jollof rice. Worst case, as a cobra, find a solution for make you able to cook pemau for your picking. Cook one pot and pamine. Find a solution for the picking for make them not starve to death. This is where like like a proper cobra that so in the act for find like a solution. It could not be the perfect solution, but at least it kind of like the cover certain loophole them. If you be supposed for cook jollof rice, we're gonna begin a good taste now the picking a mouth and belful at the same time. Now find a short-term measure where you say you go make like pemau, even though it will give a good taste or better taste, but yet still it go kind of like full lembele. So at least one side don't be sorted. Before we do an audio way like that's how we say money don't na the banking system. And sorry, I got for like the try for look for if people have get any questions and try for like they answer the questions whilst we go. Right. So before the point why they try for make Naya, if we as a country faced with a situation where we don't get money in a bank, what do? We get like the old thing where they say we get like Airtel money. Apparently, like they say they get the other network, they all get their money thing there. The governor could have found kind of like find a solution by saying, you know what, let we use Airtel money for make we able to sort out like the the festive period. Find a short-term measure. But anyway, before I want to make we talk about, as I say, the water issue in our country. And I want to make we talk about this thing, confidence. The only reason why, people in the grumble and say, oh, like, when they suffer, picking them, they go to school, then the rights not gone. They don't get table and chair. Proper classroom, no day. We see a video where, like, picking a day that this village. I don't know if the people have been saying about whatever. When they sing, say, Mr. Conte, come and see. Now, dirty block. Now in the school when they make out with dirty block, they don't get window. So beginner not even get in shoes. They don't get uniform. But the government will tell we say that they provide uniform. Why is it that Pekin is still the suffer in that country? Why is it that this water problem? I decided to talk about this water problem because, you know, like, I want to make we analyze and say, that, you know, if not a wickedness, if we not a way be say like the governments them that we country, they don't care, but the people them, you be family them, millions of ways that they wait for them sort out this water business. And how? The family, it kind of like make I go do some research. You know the water bouncer them, the water tanker to carry them, the family. I don't talk this show where I say we get 7 major rivers them. I remember them in geography in days them. I remember River Okel and you know, anyway, it's a one I just remember. But 7 major rivers them in family where they flow from we country into the Atlantic Ocean. You know, I'll be tell somebody, look, where would they laugh about this old water issue where I say Salone, now the reason why flooding they take place in the world. Because water, when they flow from we country, the 7 major rivers there, we're supposed to be used for consumption by the people there, will they allow for make it go waste into like the Atlantic Ocean. And then they tell we say, even the Atlantic Ocean, half of the Atlantic Ocean, na Salone, is full of fresh water. So why isn't that even difficult? If I do an analysis where this water tanker, I go back and ask somebody, the biggest water tanker where we get now we country, now 15,000 liter it take. 15,000 liter of water now it take. But I do a research about water tanker, them almost they sell them. I see a big water tanker where they take about 17,500 liters of water. 17,500. We're bigger past the whole of the water tanker, the biggest water tanker where we get now Salone. The family, guess what almost they sell that water tanker? $25,000 US. Now they sell that water tanker. Let me assume, say, it is difficult for making them put pipe, the infrastructure, like, you know, for making we able to get water in every household, is going to be difficult. It is a long-term fix. It is not possible in the short term. But what do we do? What do we do as a nation? Do we sit back and say, because, like, you know, this is difficult, you know, like we're not able to pass the pipe there, underground for make every household get water it. We get for wait until like 10 years. We get for wait until 5 years. The family, why? Why? You know, sorry, I remember in this country that the UK be family, I mean, because it's very, very rare for me water no come inside your house. But what wanted the way, certain so think it happened, certain the pressure, like the thing way for pump the water for come inside your house, certain it and bug, the need for can change. I remember straight away when we call and say, oh, water no day now we host. The next thing we they do, now we can supply water now we host. Every household in the area, they supply water. Then they fetch water every morning. Then they supply we with water. Why? Because they know say there is a social responsibility there. This is, you know, when some people are going to tell me, say, well, now first world you did now a Western developed nation. So what do you expect? No, what did make them develop? Because they think about the people. The reason why make them develop, they think they are what they think about and do for being responsible for like the people that it make them develop because people have confidence in the system. It's not because they get more developed first before they get confident. Before confidence brings wealth. Confidence, they bring wealth. Before we elect waiting, we get another country, the gold, the diamond, the rutile, the oil, or whatever. If there is no confidence, forget it. We go remain poor. But you know, cannot deviate it. I mean, and I come back to the old confidence where it be said like now in at the bedrock, now it actually all we for make we prosper. In fact, in the whole of Africa, this is now waiting in the lack, Africa lack confidence. Imagine COVID come. We all know say it wasn't that bad in Africa. I mean, fair enough, South Africa, it was really bad. But Africa could have taken advantage of COVID. But what did we do? We fall for the trap back. We fall for the grant trap. We fall for the charity trap. We allow for make COVID go away back. We, at least they don't go now. We don't take advantage of it. The people in Africa, everything that I'm going to be saying today, I've said it in my audios. So it would not strange, but like, sometimes, and if I'm going forward, therefore kind of like notice, say like, I'm going to be repetitive because the thing that we all we for make we succeed, like now just two things in them where we for just put in place. Look, waiting they bring about wealth na a country, na investment flow. When investment they come na your country, they bring about wealth. But what do we do? Waiting they bring for make people come with investment na a country. Now only if that country they somebody get confidence in that country they. Now in they bring about wealth. So if I'm going to make it go back to the water issue. This water issue, imagine I check this water tanker then each water tanker they cost about 25,000 US dollars. Where this water tanker where I do a research about a big past the biggest water tanker where we currently get now we country right now. They sell at 25,000 US dollars. The family I do an analysis where I say, okay, hold on. We get 132 constituencies them now we country. So what do? Let we find a short-term measure for make sure say we take up we social responsibility where we get for we people. What do? We're not able to put pipe right now every household. What do? So this is where I kind of like go back and say, okay, the government decide for buy 132 water bouncers them, water tankers them. 132. If my maths have me right, when you do 132 water bouncers times $25,000, you know what how much it cost to? About $3.3 million. $3.3 million. And in my audio yesterday when I talk about this, almost Fatima Bio in one grade, thief. Almost Fatima Bio don't thief. $3 million. And this now one way we know. $3 million. But water tankers them, we're supposed to provide water. Before when I do this analysis, if we buy water tanker for each constituency, when they serve each constituency every day, let me assume say each water tanker they employ, like 3 people. 3 people each water tanker. I think when I check, like if you do one by 132 like water tankers, them I think it give you about I think more I can't remember now anyway. So before let me think about this. I think it give me about 396 or so, 396 people 396 or something like that. People now you go kind of like employ for just they deliver water every day. It creates employment. People they pay for the water rate. Before I even check almost people they pay for water rate. The average consumption at the UK, I've been deciding, when I check it was about 340 liter per day per every household in the UK. The UK, we are talking about like when picking go toilet, it need for washing and when it kind of like they get flush, when somebody pits inside toilets, then they flush out, then they use 340 liter per day. Salone, they use about, almost per we get flush. Now that country, almost per week. We can use water for cookbook and wash. Let me assume, say we go use about 150 liters per household per day. So for the month, I think it will be about 4,500. And sorry, where are they use numbers then? But the simple thing where they try for saying here, the solution for make we able to provide people them water for day, we be saying they pay water rates back. And almost when I calculate all that 4,500 per month, and every household they pay 25,000 leones, about 25,000 when I check them, because at the moment, like domestic, I think that they charge them about 5,700 for every 1,000 liter. I do all this check, but like, you know, in summary, before I born and before like this go cost every household 25,000 leones per month for water. Trust me. So man, they pay 2,000 for every 5 gallon where somebody go get for 2,000 leones per day. So it is affordable. So man will desperately pay 25,000 leones for month for getting water. We buy 132 water tankers them. Where we be say for day, they go down and constituencies them like past 10 them. At least if we don't say this water tanker, they serve this all constituent. The family. Why not possible? Why? And when I check, the same thing, if we remember that generator when they go kill people in Amakeni for, it cost less than $100,000. Almost districts that we get in Salone, 14. Again, my family. Let we say we start with the district headquarters then. We buy 14 of the generator then they cost me $1.4 million. So if we in a short, these are short-term measures them and they talk about the family. Somebody will care about in people them. So like 1.4 million for the generator them, for the district headquarters them alone. And then we talk, because when we talk, I'm marketing a big district, right? My family, then we talk about 3.3 million for the water tankers them. That is like 4.7 million. 4.7 million. We are talking about for short-term fix. For like a social responsibility. And this family, don't just say when they give light to people, when they give water to people, they're free. No, the people they pay for them. 4.7 million now we require for fixed that thing there for people alive. For better get the basic, the minimum. 4.7 million. The family, let me think about this. Fatima Bill, thief 3 million. Chief Minister don't thief total of 4.5 million, where we know the 3 million recently, where African Express talk about, and then like the 1.5 million, where Saliu Jalobi talk about. 4.5 million just in. Then we see Fatima Bill thief like 3 million. Total of 7.5 million. Then just two people let me family. Total of 7.5 million. That 7.5 million they supposed to fix water and majority of the lighting system that we country. Why? But you see, me family make I just kind of maybe if I check very briefly if we get any messages them and all that in the must see if anybody kind of like you know, ask question here. Right. Okay, maybe. But you see, me family, the thing where I can talk about now today, now this confidence. Everything where I don't talk about this water issue, where I don't talk about the light issue, it is affordable. Before we don't forget, I not even talk about the big money we lost now in country. I did not talk about the money we lost now for when the audit report kind of like tell we bought. I don't talk about it. I don't talk about like the timber money we lost. I did not mention it because the timber money alone, me family, it is $250 million we lost now in country. $250 million. You know they said the audit report? No, it's not there. I just talk about two people and money 32 people waiting with money. Suppose for don't buy, 32 water bouncers them. And then 32 water bouncers, them big past all the water bouncers them where we get now with country. Now the biggest we'll get a Salone right now 15,000 liters in the tank. This one where I check the price for so now 17,500 liters now in the tank. And if I calculate $25,000 just on one. If as a country we want to go buy, trust me, we get them way cheaper than that. Way cheaper than $25,000. Why we governments them need for wait until we pass the pipe them that every household? We go take like donkey years. It will be family. It will. Why we need for wait donkey years for give people them land? So you want to tell we say, as a cobra, if you don't get them, you know they push yourself. When you don't get them, you don't get them. It's just like I think the bank governor they say, maybe tell we say, we money no day. There's nothing he can do. Is that how a responsible cobra for act? But the people like the last 10 minutes where we get. I want to make we talk about this thing confidence. Like people that been on they follow me, I've been on they talk about this thing where investors they look at. It is all about investment flow. Now I go kind of like bring wealth now we country. I can see people and they talk about say, oh, it's all waiting we get. The family, the country where me they live right now, they don't get nothing. In terms of like say, oh, like natural resources. Where I say nothing now over exaggeration, of course they will get something, but realistically, they don't depend on the natural resources there. They build the confidence, they build the trust to the extent that like the service industry is so powerful. Before let we forget about the rutile, the bauxite, whatever. The people, they always talk this story. The country like India is about 9 or 12 hours away from, from the UK. We are just 6 hours away from the UK. Africa get the youngest population in the world. The youngest population in the world. Why is it that we cannot be trusted by investors there? You see like big corporation there, the Nikes, then they go open factory them na India, na China. Why is it that they didn't open factory in Africa? Why? It is a lack of trust, me people. We do not have the confidence. They don't believe we at all. They don't get confidence in we system. The biggest commodity where a country go ever find the confidence. It is not the rutile. It is not the diamond or the oil. We don't see country that will get oil. For instance, when they see like the Syria, when they see the Iraq, but because like there is no stability there, waiting, then they enjoy with all waiting they get waiting. Some people go come and say, oh, now because we know the export. These are all serviceman talk them for say, oh, now because we know the export. Now serviceman talk. Now I make we currency weak. I've been telling people I say by April, we Leones, it will get to $12,000. I say a caption where like Ibrahim sent me today. The people, these are all serviceman talk. When you look at the UK is a net importing country. In other words, then they buy from out other country, then pass waiting other country, then they buy to them. They are net importing country. But then they get one of the strongest currency in the world. Why? So it's got nothing. We currency don't get nothing. You know, for men, they say we're not net import now because we need the export, now because we need the export. Now make we currency kind of like so weak and all that. Yes, to some extent, but that is not the reason. That's not the reason. It's because of confidence. It is because of investment flow, lack of investment flow. Now, in the cause that. So, all this now serviceman talk. If you think about it, if about export and importing, then China supposed to get the strongest currency in the world. Yeah, China will get the strongest. Why? Because China now a net exporting country. If now by import and export, now because we need the export, now I make like we currency with. If now by that, these are all serviceman talk them. The UK is a net importing country. China is a net exporting country. So why the UK currency is strong past China here? These are all serviceman talk. You know, I can see some posts where people and they send to me and they tell me, say, oh, why Africa for go take debt? Okay, I will answer this question the short time where I get. My family, I always they give this example. The UK, because of COVID, their debt to GDP ratio was 86%. As I talk to you now, because of COVID, it is 103% of the GDP. Fair enough, the GDP shrink, so you go expect the other side for go up. But still, the debt increased because we noticed they kind of like give a follow scheme, they give businesses, they grant small businesses, the way they struggle. So the debts don't increase massively. However, because now a ratio, now two things in the measure. So if you want shrink, the one go up, it kind of like make sure that they make the percentage go extremely high. I get that. But naturally, you know, pound for pound, the value, the amount actually increase. And guess what? The US, we all see where they go take debt for $2 trillion. Where they give to household them because they want to stimulate the economy. They want to spend it, they want to make people spend into the economy. The people, the question where I ask, where people like in the talk say, oh, why we forgo take debt? Why we forgo take debt? Why we forgo take debt? I get the answer to that. And it goes back to that water thing we had to talk about. For say, if we need the people in the salon desperately want water, we want to sit down and wait until that diamond come out na corner. We want to sit down and wait. Before you know, like in finance, accounting, or whatever else you want to place some economics, people place value in with balance sheet, in their balance sheet. Then they place value in the balance sheet. The balance sheets, they kind of like they tell you the value of a company, of a corporation, of a country, of anybody, you balance sheet. Waiting we need for do. We cannot sit and wait and say, pass we go fend diamond. Waiting Africa gets, we're not supposed to go take debt. It is not true. These are all misconceptions, my family. The Ghana where we all the praise so, where they say, apparently they tell we say, they go buy paste na Salone. Ghana, just before the COVID, they can take debt of £3 billion now the UK. You feel say they don't get minerals? You feel say they don't get cocoa? You feel say they don't get like other minerals then? They get them. But we found them minerals, they are not supposed for kind of like day until we go fend them, we fend buyer, then we come back. No! Them minerals, they are there for make we able value them. And then we go to somebody and say, look at what we have. These are our potential. But you guess what? It goes back to the confidence thing Usai has start. If even you go get somebody where they value this tier, you can't go to somebody for make it go lend you. And I'm not breaking down. If you want to go lend money to your neighbor, you get your host book. But this host book where you get, the neighbor go use them for lend you money. But if the neighbor say, una they leave that the host recklessly for me that host they born, for me fire catch them. Or for me, if una get family dispute where be say one person go come and broke the host calm down, that person they no go lend you money. So it come back to the confidence. without without confidence, me family, elect waiting you get. Now WhatsApp and docs back. Say like
yeah, you're back.
all right, okay, sorry, I just lost connection there completely. So am I live now? Can I go ahead?
Yes, you are. You are. You are live. You're mute. You're mute. Unmute.
Sorry.
Fred,
yeah. Right. Okay. Sorry, me fumble. The phone just literally go off on me, but not the phone, my laptop. But right. As something they say, me fumble, this confidence thing is what is killing us. Because as a country, you know, like it just like where we see the president, and I will talk about this some other time. But I just want kind of like, you know, make we see something there. You know, I always kind of tell people and say, the image of a person, the image of a country, the image of any company or corporation, my family, now in the make, now in get that person, corporation or country. Now in get the image, the name, the brand. I agree with the president, they talk say, the brand name Salone don't be destroyed. He say any side where they go, the name under like before they take power, the name Salone be destroyed. So, Mr. President, are you serious? You know it's in the make you brand? You know it's in the keep your brand? You know it's in the build your brand? It is about taking up your social responsibility. It is about stability in the country. It is about peace in the country. It's not about rhetorics. It's not about when you fly, go Japan, and then they tell you, say, oh, would that be OE? You know, these are some of the things, semi-family, where we can talk. The president said, we say, the Salone name be so bad, if fly, go Japan, when it reach Japan, then the tenant tell and say, oh, we didn't allow you for past the airport because you OE. My family, no, please. Does it make sense? Before you go to any country, you don't apply for clearance. If even you don't need visa, you will not apply for clearance. When you apply for your clearance, then the tenant will stop you, say, no, you owe it. You will not go, we need to give you permit. But not until you go to the country before they tell you, say, no, we didn't allow you for course until you not pay. It does that make sense to anybody? Anybody? If Salone be all Japan, what happened with default on with debt? No! We don't see any sign that the audit report when they tell we say we default on with debt. So why Japan for block the president for making no come inside Japan? Because they say Salone owe them. Does that make sense to anybody? Anybody? These are some of the things that me family, you know, but it is try for appease the people in the Salone. And this is the reason we make, you know, my family are so optimistic, passionate about what I am doing. Because this now waiting Salone people, we need economic liberation now we can't give. In fact, like, you know, when I can emphasize on economic policies, economic principles, you know, like with economic liberation, my family, people like they take it lightly. In America, when people in the vote, in fact, 90% of the time, it is all about the economic policies there. Now people in the vote for. Because they know say now they change life. When you fix your economy, my family, now they fix the electricity. When you fix your economy, they fix the light, fix the education, and they fix the social responsibility of the government. When you fix the economy. In most Western world, my family, when people in the vote, it's all about economic policies. 90% of the time. Because they know say now they lead to everything. Now they kind of like reduce crime in the country. You provide job opportunity. They say an idle mind is the devil's playing ground. So this is not the reason. When you provide jobs for people, imagine me family, I do a calculation where it be say, Salone, based on the life expectancy rate, where I believe say na 59 years. Since somebody born, it go school, it begin work, it die. The average salary within the payer, based on the minimum wage, is $24,000. 20. And my family, I know they like, yes, I said $24,000 since it begin work till it die. The average salary based on the minimum wage. Imagine the minimum wage where they set. We're not, you know, kind of like, you know, kind of like match with the living wage, the living standard in the country. Imagine, they tell we say a family of 4 require, this is not thing where they do 2 years ago, before all things go up delicate today. But allow we base them on that. They tell we say a family of 4 require 40,000 leons each day for feed them, just for feed them, 40,000 leons. So for a whole month, if I say 30 days, it means that family require a salary of 1.2 million. 1.2 million. For make them able to feed, for make them just eat. No clothes, no transportation, just eat. 1.2 million. But yet still, the government again mind for sets the minimum wage at 600,000 leons. So half of the money when the people need for leave, after the 600,000 done, how did they live? These are the reason where people like you say, Salone man are magic. It is magical. How people have for vote, where they say nobody really can tell and say the minimum wage supposed for be 2 million. Before look, Salone, the minimum wage for they're supposed for set up at 2 million leaves. I don't care. And somebody will tell me, say, oh, you didn't increase the wage bill. That's because people do not understand. Economics me family, they're like fountain. When you they pay people, in the time I said the water they come out from, you know, like a fountain, me family, so since I want to go make this image of lion, you know, like when the water they come out, let me say a lion they make. The water they come out from the lion a month. And they go down. But that who said that water they go, and they get side back where they go. Not to say that water when they come out so, that water when they come out. Now all that water they come out. No, that the same water where it is spit out, then they go back inside and come out and do back. And they rotate. And that's how like an economy is supposed to be run with family. It go in, it go out. It go in, it come out. So because remember, people that they pay 2 million, then they go and buy rest. That rest day, the person where they sell the rest, you know it's in the apple? it kind of like they pay tax into the system where they make profit. And they employ people, and then people the way they employ, they pay them. Then people and then they pay tax to the government back. The money, this now, you know, the reason why we know they see them like a fountain now because when somebody spits the water out, where you go buy rest, somebody day, like the Fatima Bio them, the chief minister them, where they spit the water out, then they go find cup for bailout from the fountain. This is not the reason. Before the water go back inside the fountain, you get Fatima Bio them where they go find cup for bailout from the fountain. This is not the reason we country. Think about it. Almost money where they don't splash inside that country. But because you get people where they kill the flow of the money circulation. This is the reason why people they still poor in that country. So the people this is not the point where I tried for make. How a country they don't tell you said the minimum wage somebody require for able to eat on a daily basis is 40,000. On a monthly basis is 1.2 million. But you get mind for go set a minimum wage at 600,000. How you want to make the person live the rest of the 15 days? And they buy clothes. And they buy nothing except for eat. Then when I can't tell we say, oh, Salone not get money. The reason why we not get money because we know they take they can send that money, you they take stone money. If you stone money with money, you they get the money back inside the system. The reason why, because when you put the money in the fountain, that water what they see, for instance, when they went in the UK, or like we go to Trafalgar Square, the water where they go like Trafalgar Square and that big lion when they come on and mount me family, they go inside back and come out back. But you get people if people today they're gonna Trafalgar Square, that water when they come out from the lion in mouth, they go bail them, they go bail them in family, the water they dry. The fountain will not be there anymore. And this is exactly what's in the go on now in country. What do we do? What do we do? Now when people in talk about say like their misconception or their service man talk for say no, Africa do not need debt. We have everything it takes. Yes, it is true. But in the short term, we need it desperately for fix desperate situation. Look, desperate situation require desperate measures, and we need that desperate measure then. And guess what? When we go take them debts then the family can service themselves without even using the natural resources. This is what then country they had to do. That 2 trillion way Joe Biden go take for stimulate America. And then the abo per diamond for go pay them. No. Guess what? And they use the same system in the system. It go increase taxes for the rich. What it don't do already. So it able to recoup the money back. Circulation of wealth. But we get the luxury. For if we go take debt, can't put up by electricity, people are going to pay electricity bill. They go pay EDSA. People pay taxes. That money they would like when they come in, they create job. Then we kind of like get money. You know, like people, the money they go around. Yeah, guess what? While we go find diamond or gold. We they take that diamond or gold, they go pay with debts them off quickly. So you end up for say. So in other words, we didn't rely on the gold and diamond. When they happen, we go reduce with debt quickly as possible. Reduce interest rates where we they pay on the debt. We sort out with country. So people in life still they go on. Then what's in the happen now? If we end up like by lucky, we go find like any diamond or gold me family, we they end up for pay with debt. Then the electricity bill now we get that. We use the getter now after we don't pay with debt. So why do we have to wait? Why? These are all servicemen talking them in family. The biggest advantage for debt now because it's quick. It is quick to raise. You can get it as soon as possible and sort out things there. As long as you get the balance sheet. But if you get the balance sheet and destroy confidence, you destroy everything. It means now nothing will they work for. All waiting we go abopan for grant. We get a minister of finance where they tell we say, you know, the biggest thing where we need. I think somebody get question. Oh, okay. I think a question and say if the person gets any question, because that's waiting actually kind of like as we come to the end of like the program, like I just want to make sure certain people are able to get the opportunity for call in or for kind of like text or anything. But the point where they try for make Miami family, and maybe certain Prince Chroma, please if maybe the last 5 minutes, I don't mind after like the last 2 minutes, I can do another 5 minutes just for see if people can call directly, and maybe, or if you get any question where you were asked, then we can use the last minute so we can do up to like 20:09, if that's okay, if you can hear me. But you see me family, the point where they try for make Naya Salone. I do an audio yesterday where I talk, say, look, Salone, who does say Salone ask for fix? Me family, trust me, the water problem, the electricity problem, I they give any government 6 months for fix them. And when I say fix them, it is not a long-term fix. But now that daddy will go see and say, if a jollof rice not day, make one pot and the rest. It's still the fulfilling goal for make the picking and bell food. However, it's just the taste. And in this case, where they try for talk about taste, like we are country, like we go get the electricity. The only thing, it is not a long-term fix, but we go always care, but we go make sure say we social responsibility is upheld. And this is not the point where I try for make. There is no way Salone people their life for this so. But all thing where I don't say so today, everything where I don't talk about today, it boil down to one thing: confidence. And waiting they bring confidence. That thing we then call political stability. Confidence they come in so many ways. If you provide water, confidence they. Look, people, experts say no one go Salone because they no say the water system no fix. The electricity business no fix. Some investors that cannot go na Salone. You know why? Because they see and say, if they go Salone, they need to buy powerful machine and when they give them 24 hours electricity. It requires a huge capital injection. In other words, like upfront money, a huge one. But you see, my family, this thing is not just about Salone. It is about Africa. Africa. We get the youngest population, the second largest population in the world. China is about 1.4 million people. And like then population that they grow. We now 1.3 billion people, sorry. China is 1.4 billion. We now 1.3 billion people. Coronavirus come. Where it be say investors will be desperately they look for Usai for go put their money. Before that, we fall because we be won the grant. Now, waiting the government, they talk about, yes, the president, they talk about, say, we get 400 million from the MCC. First of all, it is not true. They don't put any value to waiting Salone get forget. And secondly, why we for rely on it? I see no family where we they talk, and I listen to Lawrence Lima, I listen to the president, I listen to the finance minister, I listen to the financial secretary. All they are boasting about, they say, we na grant we they get, we they convert, we loan them to grant. Before I will talk about this maybe in our next edition. Let we know exactly how detrimental that is to a country. Because when you are above and grant, what you get for the do? If you go take loan, I can always give this example. If you say you are convert your loan to grant, you know what they do? You know what it's like? Now, for make you go lend to your neighbor, when you go lend to your neighbor, you want make your neighbor see like say you're not able to pay. You get for them make sick fall. You get for them make like I say you poor. You instead of even when you get money for eat cassava leaf and beef and posh food them. No, before that you go to cook guys, you deprive yourself because you want portray for make the neighbor see like I say you're not able to afford for pay for make it tell you say take the money. So in other words, we deprive the growth of a country where we say people cannot get job just so the IMF, the World Bank go see like I say we they suffer. So you never go see like I say you they suffer. And then the second side to the grant, now the fact that people lose confidence when you do that. Again, we go back to start confidence. What are you doing to protect that confidence? Anyway, my family, I feel say, I feel say for left from there. Prince, I don't know if we want to use the last 5 minutes. Prince Chroma, I don't know why, I need to be Prince Chroma. I don't know if you want to make we use the last 5 minutes for just if people have question, or if you want to throw a question at me, of let's just use it if you can hear me. I don't know, maybe right. Okay, my family, it's to go, but it look like I say I will actually keep this program for making it be 1 hour. Let we be very timely now. But I hate to go, because trust me, sometimes we actually want to talk about Salone, it can just make a drift away. But please, I mean, if when I get question, and I will follow this, and please when I share them, and I will make sure say I follow like the thread after this. And then if anybody get question or suggestion or anything, I will follow them and then answer them at the next program, hopefully next week. But I just want to show and I say this program going to cancel now on a weekly or fortnightly for make we talk about Salone, because I know Salone desperately need economic liberation. My family on a good night, because it look like I say Prince Coleman on the online. So I just want to say thank you very much for your time, and slowly we all go to land small, and we will get there. Family, on a good night, and we all get a very, very good evening. Thank you.
Yes, I'll join you for the last Make I join you for the last 5 minutes.
Sure.
Hello.
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Sorry, I can hear you. I can hear you, Prince Goma.
Okay.
I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me, Mr. Cash Box? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, brilliant. I know say you want to keep the program just on 1 hour, which is kind of completely brilliant. But I can't resist on your very first episode for help for promote the program, because it's kind of important.
Sure.
And obviously you've done all you can on the first episode, and it was brilliant, I must tell you. There are a couple of things we can also inform the public about. Yeah. That we go work on with graphics, with background, because we want a professional output, and this is just episode 1. It seems like everybody is kind of impressed and kind of quiet, because even though you urge people for questions, I think your delivery was very powerful. As much as I see 1 or 2 very critical minds on the platform, some of them took up the offer, which means that, I mean, it's simple. There is no question to ask us at this time, because you really deliver, and that's kind of impressive. You were able to deal with, because I don't want to deal with this one, we don't deal with already. It was just simply brilliant. But going forward, maybe waiting family for expect, in episode 2. Maybe we can water the mouths now, like something mouth watering. Anything? Then for expect specifically.
You mean like what we would discuss like next time?
Yeah, next time, just a brief outline. Probably you're not even prepared for that, because everything dinner you can just flow.
Not sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but look, I want like this whole thing about. I mean, I'll touch on the whole confidence thing where I talk about it today, but I want to make we talk about grant. I know like so many people and feel say when we talk about loan and grant, and Africa do not need loan and grant. We have everything that we supposed to take we country to another. Yes, I totally agree, but I feel say there is like a little bit of misconception or misunderstanding there about loan. I think that is one thing where I go really one can talk about, and this is not just Sierra Leone, it is across Africa. People just feel say like when we talk about loan, it is so detrimental, it is so bad. But like people in the field for realize say we get everything. Yes, it is true. But like we not kind of like they sit down and wait until we go get that everything they for make we sort out things then. And secondly, maybe if let me say we need a project for like we worth like 2 billion. Yeah. Say we go find diamond we now only $500,000 a worth. So does that mean we get for wait say September diamond day that we defend 500,000 every year? So does that mean we have to wait 4 years before we get all that 500,000 day before we go do what we want to do? No, we shouldn't and we cannot. What we need for do now for go take that 2 million day like upfront, sort it out in 1 year. So like when we go fend that diamond day, like if we fend diamond in year 1, year 2, we just go pay with debt so quickly. So like governments they need for realize they get a responsibility for look after the people, and the people cannot wait for 4 years. If somebody want to wait for 4 years before he gets a proper health facility in a salon, it go die. If we don't get proper equipment, then 4 years, somebody will get like serious sickness, cannot wait for 4 years before they kind of like go operate up. No. So we need for go take this money quickly, sort them out in 1 year, so that person they go get a better health facility, then they operate up. Then the money we will get for that for 4 years, then we go use them for go pay the debt in the 4 years. So this is the misconception and misunderstanding way our make, we Africa they begin to understand. And I understand some people like can say, oh, you can't take debt, like you can't service the Western world back because you pay interest. But it doesn't have to be that way. We can still source some from Africa. So it is the mentality. We just need for change, we mindset about it. And then because the example where I give about the hospital, if somebody need like an operation in 6 months time, but the money the 500,000, the diamond go only get up like for make we get 2 million way for fix the hospital for 4 years. Do we need to wait for 4 years? No. We like that's person need operation in 6 months, and we can source this money like in like 2 months, 3 months, and then go fix the hospital for people and give them better health facility.
Absolutely. Always the brother is kind of impressive. I hope for the on your own platform because many a times he's come on my show and I've interviewed him. Now I've got some critical questions. Hopefully one day, not now, maybe episode 6, episode 10. I will come and can't ask, me only and nothing question because this is not the brother I don't feel and this is not me don't feel at all. But very, very impressive. I'm so very thankful and thankful. I just want to apologize. Normally, of course, the brother appreciate that come on the program for close the program, but the program is completely his. He's got free reign over the program, and this is just episode 1. And I apologize, we were 20 minutes late. It's due to the technical team, and I take responsibility, not him. So next time we will try for be right on time. Then 10-20 minutes delayed a day can cost the ratings, so much in terms of viewership. But we will try for improve on that. And there are many things that we will learn from today's broadcast and we will take and go forward. And just lastly, not forget, we have few programs, heavy programs where they come up as well. On Saturday, the great Mohammed Supermed Kamara, of course, a regular fixture on this particular platform. Inside Salone Today program, the host Mohammed 91cc. They want to talk about midterm census, the mayor, and many other things them around politics and going forward in our country. Mr. Sefwe Sidon Ayafambula get one heavy show where they come on Sunday on Dr. Sylvia Olayinka Blyden. And una can see the question because we don't circulate on far and wide, which is Dr. Sylvia blinded and unstable? And of course, she's a genius, but we say unstable and we'll try to justify that. And we ask, what is her game plan? It's a panel discussion. We get 4 brilliant minds, them, Adams Bangura, Imran Toure, and somebody else who I can recall. And a lawyer, Ahmed Sisi, will be on the platform for help for analyzer. And on Tuesday, we get another name and voice on around the arena all over social media, which is what the name of the guy? Ponga Manosise. He will be on the program. At least we've had a word, so he should be here on Tuesday. So many things they come, and this is now episode 1 of Sierra Leone Economic Solutions by the great voice, renowned international voice of Cash Box. The man when they say Cash Box, now he talks so. And this is my first program, and there are many more to come. But Cash Box, thank you so much. I'll give you audience again for letting you close the program. I don't have to close it for you. Thank you so much. Respect.
Thank you. Yes. So, my family, thanks very much for having me today. And please, Una, look forward and share this because, as I say, we need the economic liberation, not only Salone, but Africa as a whole. And maybe it's a term going forward, I would try for maybe English version. So because I see like somebody will say the Liberia or is Liberian. So like we will try to build something because this I believe is like, you know, an economic liberation for Africa as a whole. You know, I do appreciate Una and I really want to be thankful and see and say, you know, one day we country will get for good before. And I believe say, you know, whether, you know, like, I don't care who's party, but because of the era where we did so right now, the minds them way they out there for see Salone in better one. And I believe Salone for fix them and not far at all from we. It's not out of reach. It is within reach. And we can actually go and get it and grab it. So I just want to make we be hopeful and no say, you know, like Salone in better one, not far from we at all. And I thank you very much and have a very, very good evening. Good night.